Ah, welcome, fiends, and happy Halloween. Once again you come to my library of the damned. Night is upon us, and the sickly orange smiles of jack-o'-lanterns burn through the black sheets that fall upon the earth. On the night when the barrier between our world and the realm of spirits is at its thinnest, demons draw power from the moon, wolves howl and thrash. The night belongs to the dead, the decaying, and the infernal. You have clearly ventured here into my library to seek the greatest, most terrifying tales that this night has to offer. And this, my fiends, my terrible, insatiable fiends, is my area of expertise. Please peruse my dust-covered shelves in this catacomb of comics. My only rule is no food or drink or ectoplasm. Clean appendages, please. Ah, what is this you bring me? The latest All Hallows offering from DC Comics, a cavalcade of nightmares, an anthology of terror. Yes, DC's The Doomed and the Damned. So, yes, this is the latest Halloween special from DC Comics. I really do love seeing these on the shelves in my LCS, and I love reading them even more. As the leaves turn orange to brown on the trees and the nights begin to draw in ever deeper and all-consuming. These holiday specials really help me get into the spirit of things, and it really wouldn't be Halloween without them. So let me hit you with the blurb. It was a dark and stormy night when the creatures of the DC universe began to emerge from their lairs into the cool evening air. Tales of the macabre, the murderous, and the morbid abound in this spine-chilling special about monsters and mayhem. What happens when Batman encounters a true urban legend after speaking its name 3 times in the mirror? Or when Madame Xanadu enlists the help of Man-Bat to take down a shadowy spectre? And who can stop an intergalactic demon from turning people into frog beasts? Only the unlikely team-up of Green Lantern and Etrigan. All this and 7 more fantastic tales to trick your treats and bob your apples. So, here we have 10 Halloween tales from an all-star cast of creators, writers, and artists teaming up to bring us unlikely team-ups. This seems to be the theme of this one, written on the front of the cover. 10 twisted team-ups, straight from your nightmares. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I do really love the logo design here. And we have, with credits, so I'm going to run through these from the inside cover of the book. I'm going to run through the whole thing. So we have Madame Xanadu and Man-Bat in Grief's Quiet Name, written by John Arcudi, artist Mike Perkins, colours by Andy Troy and Tom Napolitano on letters. We have Batman in Urban Legends, written by Saladin Ahmed, Leonardo Manco on art duties, Mike Spicer on colours, and Marshall Dillon letters. We have Green Lantern in The Shadow over Coast City, written by Kenny Porter, artist Riley Rossimo, Ivan Placentia on colours, and Tom Napolitano letters. We have Wonder Woman and Raven in Inner Demons, written by Amanda Drybert, art by Daniel Sampere, colours by Adriano Lucas, and Saida Temofonte on letters. Solomon Grundy and Raish Al Ghul in 7 Days. So it's written by Marv Wolfman, art by Tom Mandrake, Sean Mandrake on colours, and Carlos M. Mangual on letters. Superman and Swamp Thing in From Humble Roots, Amadeo Totoro, writer, Max Fiammata, artist, Dave Stewart, colours, Aditya Bidikar, letters, Orphan and Orca, The Hunt, Alyssa Wong, writer, Dominique Domo Stanton, artist, Marissa Louise, colours, Tom Napolitano, letters. And then we have Aquaman and Frankenstein in Follow the Water, written by Brandon Thomas, Baldemar Rivas, artist, Ivan Placentia, colours, and Steve Wan's letters. We have Beast Boy and Clarion in Beast Boys to Men, Travis Moore, writer and artist, Alejandro Sanchez, colours, and Becca Carey, letters. We have Baitor and Darkseid in Baitor vs. Darkseid with Garth Ennis on writing duties, PJ Holden as artist, John Callis on colours, and Rob Steen on letters. So, after that, long list of people that's worked on it. Real all-star cast of creators here. All these are fun in their own ways, and each and every one of these tales has its merits. But the standouts for me, of which there are 3, are Batman, Urban Legends, Green Lantern, The Shadow over Coast City, and the Wonder Woman and Raven tale, Inner Demons. Now, the Batman one is because it is a very cool premise, and I love the art here. It's absolutely gorgeous. The design of Mr. Slowdeath is amazing. The whole thing is like a death metal album cover with all the green smoke and twisted skeletal appendages. It is beautiful and gorgeous. Like, it has this gorgeously horrifying detail just abound in this story. The Green Lantern story, The Shadow over Coast City. Now, this one's cool team up because I like that we get to see Etrigan. I would love to see a decent return of Etrigan in his own book. I mean, we did get a return of Etrigan recently, but it was a little bit disappointing. I do love the art here. These cartoon stylings, the merging of demonic and supernatural and sci-fi is a proven formula to get me on board. See things I've talked about in previous episodes. You get the picture. It's me, start to finish, top to bottom. The final one, Wonder Woman and Raven in Inner Demons. So this is a possession story with moody, shadowy art and lots of gothic architecture. It's a badass team up, and I couldn't ask for more. It is claustrophobic with palpable tension and perfectly on the mark for something that I'd want to read this time of year. All in all, this whole book is a great celebration of all things Halloween, and it gets a full 5 jack-o'-lanterns from the Loft Dweller. Spoiler, all the books we're talking about here will, because we aim to only bring you, in our humble opinion, the best. Next one on the list. What is this you've found? A vampire tale. A comic book vessel that contains all the soul of the best grindhouse horror. Beautiful, intoxicating, and downright cool. Welcome to a celebration of 70s grindhouse movies. This book is dripping with style and substance. I am talking about, of course, Dracula Motherfucker. Now, credits for this are as follows. We have Erica Henderson and Alex DeCampi. Erica Henderson on art duties, and Alex DeCampi is writing. Now, let's get you a blurb. Vienna, 1889. Dracula's brides nail him to the bottom of his coffin. Los Angeles, 1974. An aging starlet decides to raise the stakes. Crime scene photographer Quincy Harker is the only man who knows it happened. But will anyone believe him before he gets his own chalk outline? And are Dracula's 3 brides there to help him or use him as bait? A pulpy, pulse-pounding graphic novel of California psych horror from acclaimed creators Alex DeCampi and Erica Henderson. Now then, what we have here is a vampire tale with a difference, a very different take on Count Dracula. We have Dracula, it's an almost formless beast, a black shadow swirling and roiling across the page with these eyes, like multitude of eyes, those many eyes. It's like not the traditional human and charming form that we've come to expect with a depiction of Dracula or a vampire. And I think that the premise for this tale, with the way that Dracula is designed here, works exceptionally well. I love this cool cosmic horror edge that Dracula has to his design. It really speaks to me in that on that level in demonic Latin. I fully believe that this book is actually some of the best sequential art available right now, and it has some fantastically composed pages that leap right out, pages that bleed seamlessly into other pages. You cannot put this down. You will probably read through it multiple times in one sitting. This book itself is a meditation on the power of abusive men and what it takes to overcome these monsters. And there is some great insight at the back of this graphic novel, and what provides a really cool look into the creative process from writer and artist point of view. And for a proper comics nerd like me, this stuff is gold. Each page manages to craft this dark and moody world that pulls you in with all this black space, and I cannot sing the praise of this book enough. It is awesome. You really should go out and buy it. It is one of the best things on the market right now, I believe. I just completely enjoyed how this book, there's some awesome double page spreads here. There's a beautiful double page spread at the center of the book. I just cannot get over this design of Dracula. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's got real kind of like something about it says Ganon from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker to me, and I don't know why. I think it's like the the flatness of it, and it's this almost cell shaded kind of like thing just pops into my mind when I see it. But I cannot get over how gorgeous this book is, and it's like lurid color and just beauty. It is honestly like amazing. You should check that out. It's a great little book. Really good for this time of year. Final one on the list for our Halloween special. What is this? A shadow, an ethereal image of a book yet not fully in our grasp. A premonition made physical by our desire and hunger for more tales. A preview of things to come. And I'm talking about, of course, the preview for this episode, which is a little book called I Walk with Monsters, which is something that Vault Comics were kind enough to let us have a look at and shoot us a preview of. And can I just say that Vault Comics are really killing it right now. Killing it recently with their Nightfall line especially. All of the books on the Nightfall imprint that I have read have been awesome so far. We're talking about things like The Plot and The Autumnal, and now this, I Walk with Monsters. So this one is a preview so wonderfully granted to us by the people over at Vault Comics. I Walk with Monsters launches November 25th, 2020. So get it ordered at your LCS because you are not going to want to miss out on this one. That's physical and digital. So let's get you a blurb for this one. In Jaycee's past is the important man who took away her brother. Now Jaycee has David, who sometimes transforms into a terrifying beast. Together they found a way to live, to hunt, sniffing out men who prey on the vulnerable, but Jaycee and David are about to run into the important man again. From Paul Cornell of Wolverine and Doctor Who and Elementary, and Sally Cantorino of Last Song, We Have to Go Back, comes a haunting story about the monsters that walk beside us all, and sometimes lurk within. So a full list of credits for I Walk with Monsters. We have writing by Paul Cornell. Artist is Sally Cantorino. Letters by Andwell Design / Darren Bennett. And colorist is Dervla Kelly. We also have design by Tim Daniel. This book is like a really cool spin on some classic horror tropes. Like, I love the ideas in here. A young girl traveling with a monster, using their abilities to wreak vengeance on all the evil in the world, like predators, abusers, felled by the jaws of this wonderfully designed monster. Like, beautiful art with smooth lines. The whole book, like every page here, each panel is just full of warmth and movement. It has these gorgeous colours that fill each page with life and, appropriately, death. There's a single full page here that stands out in the first issue with all its primal carnage, and you guys need to pre-order this book to see this. It's so hard for me to not talk so much about this because this is only a preview. So the Black Wolf is like this beast with shaggy fur. There's this like Black Wolf-like beast with like shaggy fur that looks like smoke billowing off these fiery eyes. The design of the monster is just absolutely beautiful. Like the fire in the eyes creating the rest of the creature, like the smoke billowing off it. That's the impression I get from it. And it's like it's created by all the anger that's now been unleashed on the true monsters in the world. The ones that look like us, like me and you, that prey on the innocent and commit terrible acts of abuse. And there's just something cathartic about this book as well, about seeing this happen and seeing the tables turn. Like, I love it. Like, this quest for vengeance is compelling and I cannot wait for more. I implore you to pre-order this with your LCS. It is a fantastic comic and you really do not want to miss out on this, so please add it to your pulls. So that about wraps us up for this very short but very sweet trip to the Library of the Damned. A very short but wonderful Halloween special. So I thank you all, my fiends, for joining me, and I hope to see you again.